Hello, friends. Hi, it's Meredith. It's been a while. Was not planning on filming today. Don't know if I'm gonna post this because I haven't been doing a lot with my channel lately, but I did want to get out of my apartment and just take a drive. And somehow I ended up in Panna, which I have always wanted to stop by and check it out. And I was like, do I keep driving down the road or do I keep, whatever I want to do? And I just saw the turnoff and I just took it. I don't know where I am. I've never been over here before. From what I understand, this is the oldest Polish settlement in the state of Texas. So I'm in front of a church that's historical right now. So I'm going to get out and just kind of film it and kind of figure out what's going on here in the history, and then just kind of show you guys around a little bit. And I hope that you all have been well. So sit back and enjoy. So as you can see, we have a beautiful view, and we have the Polish Heritage Center behind us. And she is huge. So it's in memory of all our Polish ancestors that bravely voyaged and settled in Panna and surrounding communities. Oh, and I do want to see, we'll check that out later. So we're going to pause here because I'm embarrassed, and we're just going to stick with A Ghost Pushed Me because I like that theme better than me just tripping on myself. So I'm going to tell you about the oldest Polish ghost in America. In 1867, the folk of Panna Maria, the first Polish Catholic parish in America, decided to replace the structure they had built in 1854 with a new brick church. The best location, they thought, was the graveyard, so they carefully disinterred each body, well, sort of carefully. When they finished the reburial, there was a few bones left over, so they put them all into a large box and buried it. Not long afterward, the priest saw a figure outside his window one night. Tall and splendid, the man had neither hands nor head. In his shiny black boots and flowing cloak, he walked along the veranda, then entered the new church, searching for his head and hands, people supposed. And he came back again every other night for many years. Actually, he proved to be quite benign, even sociable. One Saturday night, he settled into the rectory rocking chair and rocked away while the priest composed the next day's homily. Another time, when the ghost appeared at his bedside, the weary cleric merely opened his eyes to see who it was, then turned over and went back to sleep. The folk of Panna Maria see him less often these days, and though he may have found other phantoms to keep him company, he is still the oldest Polish ghost in America. And this is from the Institute of Texan Cultures in 1994. Okay, so we're back outside. This is the anniversary bell. So this bell was presented to Panna Maria by Maria Panzig as a gift from the Polish to the Texans in commemoration of the 150th anniversary of the founding of Panna Maria. And then I see a historical marker, so we're going to just walk down here and see what's down here. It's really pretty. I would love to have one of these houses with that view. So these are the 10 Commandments. And let's see what this is. Okay, so this was St. Joseph's School. This was built in 1868. It is the oldest Polish private school in America. Since 1855, classes had been held in various sites. This was the first school building in the colony at Panna. Teachers lived upstairs and classes were held on the ground floor. Yeah, can't get in here. All right, so as it said, this is the oldest Polish school in America, and the teachers lived upstairs and the students downstairs. And I wish I could get into it, but it's locked. I tried. Basically, this is just saying that here is where 100 Polish families were settled who came to Texas to gain economic, political, and religious freedom. The colonist natives landed at Galveston after a hard voyage of 9 weeks on a sailing ship. They hired Mexican carts to haul their farm implements, feather beds, and the cross from their parish church in Poland. The 800 men, women, and children walked, some in boots, others barefoot, the 200 miles inland to their new home. Babies were born on the way, and some of the people died. All suffered from hunger and exposure. On December 24th, 1854, they reached the site. They named it Panna Maria, which means Virgin Mary, placing it under the patronage of the Immaculate Conception. Beneath a large oak, they offered their first midnight mass of thanksgiving and petitioned for strength and courage. They camped out until they could put up huts of mud, straw, or wood, later building in stone in spite of hardships. They founded a stable community, aided in settling other frontiers, pioneered in education, and gave Texas many patriotic, dedicated citizens. And I'm wondering if that's the tree, because it hasn't been cut down. And it's just here. So if you could just imagine everyone Christmas Eve in 1854 having settled here, and they reach this tree. Or maybe it's this one. It's probably this one. And then it's being held up because it's so massive. So that's the post office and a little historical marker. Okay, so we're going to check for cars. Just walk on over here. and see what this building's all about. So this was the first store in Panna Maria. It was built in 1855 and used as a storeroom for landlord's share of Panna Maria crops. The landlord, John Tuhig, a devout Catholic, set aside one room of the store for the church and school, and it's been owned and operated by the Snoga family since 1918. So this building's been here since 1855. This is Pope John Paul II, and he said to Polish Texans and parishioners here on September 13th, 1987, in Poland, Panna Maria, Texas is very famous. Everyone knows of Panna Maria and those first Polish immigrants who responded to the call of their pastor and spiritual leader, Father Leopold Moxigemba. All our great American Polonia credits its origin to you, Panna Maria, as the first nest built on American soil by Polish immigrants, inspiring others to follow in your footsteps. The year was 1854, and the place was a small hill in central Texas overlooking the junction of the San Antonio and Cibolo rivers. The time was midnight. Assembled under these live oak trees on a broad, almost treeless plateau, a strangely garbed group of 700 or 800 settlers bent in prayer as a young priest conducted mass before an altar set under the trees. After the service, a few spent the night huddled together under the oaks, while others slept amid their belongings in shallow trenches or in the profusion of tall grass. Thus, with little more than a spark of hope and the Holy Spirit to comfort and sustain them, the first immigration of Polish settlers to America passed their Christmas Eve in a strange land. 9 weeks on a sailing ship and 3 weeks of foot travel through a hostile land in the dead of winter had left an indelible impression on the minds and bodies of these Polish settlers. Many later moved to other areas of Texas, but some remained to build and establish homes. All right, y'all, so that was pretty much it. This is it to see, but I hope you enjoyed it, and it's really hot, so I'm going to drive back home. I always do this when it's like 1,000 degrees outside. But anyways, I hope you've been well. Please subscribe if you're not, and y'all take care. Bye.